Hi all, how you going? So we've got a few new things that have come in, so I'm going to show you some new things that have come in. I'm also going to show you a couple of things that are coming because we've had a couple of samples sent to us. Then I'll talk to you about some other bits and pieces. So first up, from Copper State Models, this is their first, another one of their 32nd scale aircraft. This is really nice. This is a whole new jump up from their previous 32nd scale one, so let's have a look at it. So there you go. Flip top box, which is quite good, so you can use it to store. And inside we have instruction book. Now this is really big. It's put on really heavy paper, so but it's very much on the style of Wingnuts. They've done, it's just beautiful. The whole layout, the whole setup is just superb. They've done all sorts of things with it. So it gives you the rigging diagram. It's just lovely. And the kit itself, the detail is just lovely. Lots and lots of finish on it. This is all really nicely done. This is all the frames and that for it and everything else. So the structure's quite good, so that's very nice. What have we got here? Parts of the, looks like parts of the wing. So it's quite nicely done. Really well laid out. This is all part of the cowl, part of the engine, tail planes, things like that. That's the engine. Detail on the engine is really nice. Lots of nice fittings and everything else, so that's well done. What else we got? Oh, this is the main wing, and then the tub, the cockpit and everything else. Again, nicely done. There's a interesting way they've done the wing, so that's quite good. It's a one-piece wing by the look of it. Yeah, it is too. Yeah, it's a one-piece wing. So with all the ribbing on it and everything else. So nice detail even on the inside the tub. So there you go. So that's pretty cool. This is the upper wing. It's a little bit translucent, to be honest. Yeah, it is. This part here, this trailing edge, if you may be able to just see my thumb moving through it, so it's quite translucent, so that's going to be really well done. It'll be interesting to see how well that comes up. There's that. It's markings, of course, French markings. I think they give you two choices, I think it is, and a little bit of etched metal. So not a lot there to worry about for that type of thing, but there you go, and there's the clear parts. So just a little bit there. So overall, the kit looks really nice. I think it has got shades of Wingnuts, especially the instruction book and everything else. I haven't read any reviews on it yet. This is so new, so it'll be interesting to see how others view it. But yeah, wow, looks really nice. And as I said, super impressed with the instruction book. It's just superb. So there you go. So this is Copper State Models 32nd scale Caudron biplane G3. So there you go. So that's that one. So that's pretty cool. Next, now this would have to be one of the most anticipated military kits that anybody's been waiting for. It is 16 scale. It is huge. You got 5 choices of markings. All this detail inside with the gun and all the rest of it. Just really nice. So let's have a look what we get inside. So it's a huge box, and there you go. It's pretty full. Here we got the hull. You've got a little bit of detail on the inside, but lots of detail on the outside. All this sort of, all the plates, all the running gear. It's a big unit, so you know. Okay, it is 16 scale, so yes, it is, but quite nice. And you've got sprues and more sprues. This is your running gear parts. This is all part of running gear as well. More running gear. That's the rods. So that's basically all the running gear sprue. What do we got here? This is exterior walls and things like that, I think, and all that. Boxes. Again, the detail's really nice, very fine. Just really nicely done, really well done there. This appears to be part of the gun, or gun and support and things like that. All those little bits and pieces. Again, very nicely done, very nicely laid out. This looks like part of your turret. So there you go. All nicely moulded again, nice detail. All sorts of bits and pieces you're going to add to it. This keeps going and going. There's the top of it. That's the top deck. Again, it's all got lots and lots of little details in there and things like that. So it looks really, really good. What have we got here? Oh, there's some clear parts. There we go. Still more sprues. Okay, more running gear and bits and pieces. So this is your idler gears and things like that. Again, really nice detail in there. There'll be experts that'll know whether the detail is as precise as it should be, but it's certainly, to my eye, looks really, really nice. So that's quite good. Here's your sides of your vehicle, things like that. Mantlets and all that. Again, nicely done. The rivets are just, and the bolts and all the rest of it look really, really cool. Still it keeps going. More parts for it. It's going to be a good amount of work for people. It's not just something that's just going to be thrown together and, you know, there's not a lot of detail on it. So really, really well done. Ah, everybody's favourite, separate track links. These look quite nice. So there's plenty of, they look quite, the detail on them is quite good, so yeah, so that looks pretty cool. What else have we got? Oh, here we go. There's some more detail parts. All sorts of things there for you. There's machine guns there. There's your machine gun. Nicely done too. Almost all one piece. There's probably only a few little bits and pieces to add on it. That's really well done. There's some more little bits and pieces there. Looks like some sort of equipment there, or covers. So that's very well done. Ha ha! And here is your main bits and pieces. You got a metal barrel, etched metal for the grills. There's some copper wire rope there of some sort, decal sheet, and a big instruction sheet. I'll just see if I can get this open, or is it completely sealed? Oh no, there we go. So, usual style of DAS Works, the way they do their instructions. Lots of things in it. There's a bit of interior detail to do up, so obviously the vehicle is, there you go, there's your colour schemes, things like that. So pretty cool. So, continuing on, I've also had a couple of things sent to me so that we can play a bit of a show and tell of some items that are due out in March, I believe. So, the first one, again, in the aircraft side of things, one of the most anticipated aircraft to come out so far. This is the new Revell 48 scale SR-71 Blackbird. Now, if you've known the old Testers one, it wasn't a bad kit, a bit hard to build, but it wasn't bad, you could do it, but it hasn't been around for a long time. It was then released under Italeri label for a while, or Vic Versa, one or the other. So yeah, so in here we have an all new tool kit. This is absolutely lovely. As you can see by opening the box first up, top and bottom fuselage. Now the detail on here is beautifully done. Just really well done. All the panel lines are so nicely done, beautifully fine work. If you know the old Italeri Testers one, a little bit rugged in places, things like that, so not great. Well presented, well packed, and there you go. But let's see what else we got. Here's your engine cowls and fins. That's really nicely done again. The whole kit has got so much going for it, it's not funny. If you've always wanted to do an SR-71 and you've got the room, because this is a big aeroplane, then it's really nicely done. You've got, this is part of your engine. Now this is all engine detail. Now the interesting thing in the kit, you can build this kit without the engines in place. It's got bits and pieces. So you can build the whole engines, and then there's a little mount. There's a stand, which I haven't seen Revell do for a long time. But this stand, you can have the aeroplane up on here, and these holes are for putting the engine brackets on, so that you can have the engines mounted underneath, a la that. So this is the instruction sheet. There's the stand, there's the engines, and there's the aeroplane sitting up on its stand. So very, very nicely done. Big decal sheet. I'll show you the instructions now. Big decal sheet. I think it's 3 or 4 choices of markings. The layout is really, really nicely done. As I said, you can build it just beautifully done. The detail and everything is just superb. This is all that's part of the cockpit. No, that's part of the wheel well. This is all engine detail again. There's instrument panels for your cockpit. All side walls, and just really, really, really nice. That's your engine detail again. So these are your 2 engines. This is all fins and stuff like that. Cockpit parts. Cockpit parts are really nice. There's part of the cockpit areas. So nicely done. And then you've got some very clear parts. And this is a kit you'd really want to have the cockpit open so that you can see inside it, because there's a lot of work that goes into the cockpit from what I can tell from the instructions, but by the time you close it up and everything else, there's not a lot to see. So it's one of those ones I'd probably leave the canopies up just for the difference. So this is due to install in about the next, I think it's next 2 or 3 weeks. So, but they are not limited, but there's not a lot coming. So if you're planning on getting one, get in now. Either come and see us, go online, get your order in, do it, because these might be, I know that Revell ran out of the first run very quickly. So, and we've got quite a lot of orders already. So if you're interested, please come in and see us and get it looked at, or sorry, get one picked up and go from there. So there you go. So that's that. Very much looking forward to this. This will be in the CBD store for another couple of weeks. So you're more than welcome to come in, have a look at it if you're in the city, and have a peruse of it. The other one I want to show you, which is also due in about 2 or 3 weeks, is the well anticipated Airfix Vampire F3. Now, it does normally come in a plastic bag. I've just taken it out because I've been going over it quite a bit. This is really, really lovely. The reviews so far I've read have been good. The engineering on this is so well done. It's really, really tight, but it's so well done because everything essentially locks together. All your booms and that, all these structures have little slots in them to make the booms slot in, so you don't have that problem of making sure it's lined up properly and everything else. But it's only 4 sprues and the clear parts, so you know you've got all sorts of things. This is all fuel tanks and everything. Now, interestingly, this kit actually has extra bits and pieces. There's the intakes, so there's the 3 of them there. There's actually 3 because one of them is, I think, obviously going to be for future. Wingtips, so you've got the rounded wingtips, but you also have, which they don't tell you about, that's the, this is the rounded wingtip, this is the flat wingtip, so they've obviously got plans to do others. So you can sort of play around with it and do other versions. Basic seat, as I said, if you want to do later ones, there's actually 2 seats. This one's the one with, hang on, one's got straps on it, the other one doesn't. So that's pretty cool. So that's nice. And then this is the rest. This is all part of your cockpit. This is really nicely done. An undercarriage, wheels, frames for the doors for the undercarriage, the wheels there. Very nicely done. Weirdest looking pilot. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's straddling something because his feet must be almost hanging out the side of the aeroplane. But so he goes on the seat. It's obviously that there's parts that go in there and just the nature of plastic and everything else. But this is really, really nice. This is the clear parts. Airfix's clear parts are just superb these days. So really nicely done. Choices of markings. You got 3. You got British, Canadian, and Norwegian, I believe it is. To go with that, so nice decal sheet. This is the F3. They've obviously got plans to do an F5. And there may even be, or hopefully in the near future, somebody might make up the parts you need to do an Aussie one. Then you'll just have to get your decals yourself, but you'll have elephant ear intakes. So there's all your bits and pieces, instructions, colour guides. There's the Canadian one's quite an interesting one. This one, very cool, with the vampire nose. So that's not bad. So that's the Canadian one with the vampire on the nose. So that's neat. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. So that's that. So there's that and that and that. Usual Airfix instructions all laid out. Usual stories. All the flaps are separate and things like that, and the tail planes and noses. I think they've got plans. There's probably plans to do a number of vampires out of this kit, so I'm sure we're going to see all sorts of different versions and types and things like that. So stick with it. Finally, we've got a decent Vampire F5. I've had basically all the others, the terrible Hobbycraft one, the not so bad classic airframes one, but yeah, this looks like maybe not the ultimate vampire kit or whatever, because there's never any ultimate kit, but this is way ahead, light years ahead of everything else that's out there at the moment. So that's what I've got to show you today. As I said, these all three are in stock now, so if you want to get them, come and grab them, and we'll catch up again soon. See ya, bye.